Good morning. How are you all? Good. I love this weather. Do you like this weather? Yeah. So, welcome. My name is Cindie Leitman, and I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma, those in person and those online. I'd like to introduce everybody who's going to participate in the service today. Would you hold your applause until I'm through with the introductions, okay? Jim Valley was supposed to be here today as our musician, but as most of you know, he has had some heart surgery. He's doing well, but he's a little tired, so it's tough for him to do his thing. But we have some great musicians in place of Jim. Our special musical guest is Russ Salton, right here, and our own Pete Beresford on percussion. Our audiovisual team up there in the booth is Erik Perrohe and Ronald Edens. Our practitioners today are Ona Chambers and Toby, right here on the platform, and Bev Holland holding High Watch. I guess she's doing it online, right? And how is she? Is she doing okay? She's doing okay. Okay, good. Thanks to our greeters, Barb and Ken. They're the ones smiling in the back. Say hello. Where's Barb? There she is. Okay. And also Kathy Jarloff, who is downstairs putting our coffee service together. And our speaker today, who's been with us many times and is terrific, is Reverend Dr. Linda Reppond. So let's clap for them all. Oh, and Benny Yangco, I forgot Benny. Thank you. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. We are an inclusive, welcoming, and heart-centered community. And if you're new today and you're comfortable raising your hand, please do so that we can welcome you. Anybody new here today? Oh, yay! Yay! And Ken's going to give you one of our welcoming packets. Anybody else? Okay. So let's take a moment to remember who we are and what we believe. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community with a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We embody an understanding of our oneness with Source. We are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Pardon me. Our vision is to create a world that works for everyone. We help to empower you to bring your dreams to life, and we do this together through practicing meditation and prayer, offering a spiritual home, teaching universal spiritual principles, giving consciously, living in the present moment, engaging in a life of service, and providing a pathway to peace of mind. That's what we do here. Isn't that true? Yes. Absolutely true. I've got some announcements. There's only 3 of them today. So the Haiku group will be meeting here Tuesday, August 13th at 6:30 p.m. and Tripod on this Friday, August 16th at 6 p.m. This month's Tripod theme is Tacoma's Got Art Resources for You. So if you are an artist and you're looking for resources, be here, okay? The Puget Sound Pet Food Bank, which started here years ago and is now this really big thing, they will be holding their annual Nibble for Kibble fundraiser on Sunday. Nibble for Kibble. Sunday, September 22nd from 2 to 5 at the Allen Moore Golf Course and Event Center in Tacoma. And all proceeds will help the Pet Food Bank. And tickets are $40 per person. Laura Lee wants to tell you about a new class that she's doing, so come on up.
Thank you. Good morning. morning, everyone. I am Laura Lee Bentel, and I am a practitioner here, and it's so grand to see you all, and especially the person for the first time. I hope you just feel something that just keeps you coming back, because it is here, right now. So I am going to be starting a new class. It is going to be a core class, and it is called Self-Mastery, Emerging of the True Self. You know, it's going to be on September 17th. It's going to be 8 weeks. It's going to be fabulous. You know, there's just such an energy in each class that us practitioners teach, and we get so much from all you beautiful people who come to our class. And being a core class, it is going to be for those who are on the practitioner journey, and even if you're not, it is going to be fabulous, and I'm excited to be able to facilitate it. Oh, we got a little pumpkin in here. Oh, I can't help myself. So anyway, I go squirrel. Where'd it go? So this will be my last Sunday here, because I'm going to be heading back down to Arizona, because some of you know that I moved 3 months ago, and it has filled my heart to be here. And I will be holding high watch, you know, virtually, and we'll come back and get love and hugs from y'all. And I hope to see you on September 17th at Self-Mastery. Thank you.
You're welcome. So practitioners will be in the prayer room at the back after service holding a prayer circle. So please join them if you have a need for prayer. And now, Ona.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ona Chambers, if you haven't met me before, and I'm going to be your practitioner today. And first, we'll start with a reading, and this reading was given to me. It says, "Life is so full, so touching, wondrous, sad, curious, and bittersweet that it is almost unbearable at times. As human beings, we need to ask, do we have to turn away from this fullness? Can we enjoy the limitless realm of possibility? Can we live life as an open question?" So now I'd like you to relax. I'm going to lead us in an affirmative prayer. I will probably mostly talk in the first person, but that means all of you too, because we are all one. So I will speak my word in the first person, but it definitely means you. I relax. I let go of everything it took to get me here. I bring myself completely into this present moment. As I do, I open my heart and I open my mind and allow the divine to flow in. I remember who I am now. I am not this person walking around in a material body. I am spirit, living as a human right now, so that I may have human experiences. But I am truly the divine inside. And that part of me that's divine yearns to merge again completely with the greater divine, the whole. And to do that, I must learn and grow and evolve. And to do that, I must listen. I must quiet myself. I must allow my soul to commune with the greater soul, the great oversoul that is spirit. And listen, because messages are always coming through. Perhaps in a billboard, perhaps something that's said on the radio, perhaps somebody that I meet. And of course, when ministers talk, I listen very carefully, because I know there'll be something there for me. So today I know this service is going to run beautifully, perfectly, and my soul will get exactly what it came to hear today. It may come through the minister, but it could come anywhere. So I open and I listen and I let everything else go and I just be here in this moment. I am truly grateful to know that this is the path homeward, that this is where I want to go. And everything leads me there if I allow it to. So in deep gratitude now, I place these words into the law that always says, yes, my darling. And it is already given. All I have to do is reach out and accept it. Say with me now, and so it is. Thank you, everybody. I now want to introduce Dr. Reverend Linda Reppond from Ashland. What? Music first. Oh, music first. I'm sorry. I'm new here. I haven't done this very much yet. Music first. Yes. Do I sit down? You sit down. Okay, Toby, we're going. Toby. No, just sit right there. Oh, I sit here.
Morning, everybody. How are you all doing? We're going to start off with a song that I wrote a few years ago. It's called Hey. And what's interesting, Pete and I also work with Jim Valley in the Jim Valley Project. And when I introduced this song, he said, "Can I have that song? That's my song, right?" And so every time we play it, he goes, "This is a song that I wrote." He takes credit for it. Yeah. It's called Hey. And you can do a call and response as well when I go, "Hey, hey," that kind of thing. So. Hey, where you going? Can I keep you company? Hey, where we going? Can I see what we can see? I like to try. I like to try. I like to try. In the middle of the day, a place to stay, a place to stay. In the middle of my heart, I can see a place to start, and I'll be there for you. And I say, hey, where you going? Can I keep you company? I like to try. I like to try. I like to try. Drum solo. In the middle of the day, a place to stay, a place to stay. In the middle of your heart, I can see a place to start, and I'll be there for you. And I say, hey, where you going? Can I keep you company? And I say, hey, Where we going? Can I see what we could be? I'd like to try. I'd like to try. I'd like to try. A fun little fact too, Pete and I and the rest of our band are going in 3 weeks to London. We're going to be recording for 3 days at Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles recorded. And that'll be one of the songs to record. Yes. Yes.
I am the one that messed up the order of service. It's okay. I am wondering if it would be okay if you did your second song right now, and then we could get on track with what we can sing all day.
Yeah, we can do that. It's been a real busy month, actually the last couple of months. Pete and I and our band, we played a festival yesterday in Gig Harbor, the Rock Rhythm and Blues Festival. Were you there?
I was there.
Yeah, how was it?
It was fabulous.
Yeah, what? And
I sang almost every song.
oh, well, I mean, you know, everybody knows the tunes, right? Yeah. So basically, I got there at 10 and left at around 7. So it was an all-day thing. And Pete and I, how many bands did you play in? Three. And I played in 5 bands. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, this is another tune that you guys will probably know. Well, people get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. Just get on board. All you need is faith to hear those diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. Just thank the Lord. Now people get ready. There's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key. Open the doors and board them. There's room for all. Just come on board. There ain't no room for the helpless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those chances who are thinner. There's no hiding place from the kingdom's throne. So people get ready. There's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear those diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. Just get on board. You don't need no ticket. You just get on board. Thank you.
Reverend, you're up. Linda, you're up.
This is our speaker today.
Hi. This is one of my favorite places to come. I'm just so happy to be here. Yeah, I think I talked about this, I think the last time I was here, but I'm building a cabin on Ketron Island, which most of you don't remember where it is or haven't ever heard of it, but it's off of Stilicum. It's like right here. So I'm going to be a little more local, not permanent local, but I'm going to be a little more local. And it's I'm there all summer building, and it's good. this whole month, we are, and I know you've had several guest speakers. My old prayer partner spoke last Sunday. So I've been sort of watching this, but we're talking about rising up for the whole year, the grand rising. And this month we're really sort of dealing with the moving past trauma. And so so I ended up calling this talk, Cast All Your Votes for Dancing, which doesn't sound like trauma, but that's kind of the process. You know, I feel like the human condition is we all have trauma. We are all carrying something. You know, it may be something from our childhood, you know, a loss or a not being seen or having who you are, you know, not appreciated or acknowledged. It could be from your current life. It could be loss of a job, loss of a pet. It could be, there's lots of trauma to be had. Some of us have had more than our share, or at least that's what it felt like. But I don't think anybody escapes it. I think everybody has some. And so really the spiritual work that we are here to be as Centers for Spiritual Living, as CSL Tacoma, is to be a healing presence in the midst of that. That's what we're about. The roots of New Thought go all the way back into the early spiritual teachings of the conditions that we experience can be changed by the power of our mind. And that is, you know, the power of our capital M mind is the divine presence of God. That's the core of what this whole teaching is about. So you who knew, you probably want to know that. But that's what we're about. And so that journey is important. And it's an important one to acknowledge and appreciate at every step of the journey. So if you came here, and I think a lot of people come find this teaching at a time when they're feeling somewhat broken, when something is like, it's, you know, pain pushes. And when you need something, you start looking. And that many of us have arrived at this teaching at a time when we were looking for some healing. And then what happens is that we're going to go through this throughout this talk today, but in the journey of that healing, what we do is open to a higher power. Something greater than ourselves begins to make itself known to us. And it is in our relationship with that we begin to manifest that physical healing, that mental healing, that, you know, abundance, that like shift in life that makes us cast all our votes for dancing. That's kind of where we're going to go with this today. But those words, cast all your votes for dancing, are the name of and the closing line of a Hafiz poem that I have loved for many years. And I found a really cool video of it, so I'm going to let you watch it. And then we're going to spend today kind of unpacking all of the pieces of it. But let's take a look at this.
I know the voice of depression still calls to you. I know those habits that can ruin your life still send their invitations. But you are with the friend now, and look so much stronger. You can stay that way, and even bloom. Keep squeezing drops of the sun from your prayers and work and music, and from your companion's beautiful laughter. Keep squeezing drops of the sun from the sacred hands and glance of your beloved. And my dear, from the most insignificant movements of your own holy body. Learn to recognize the counterfeit coins that may buy you just a moment of pleasure, but then drag you for days, like a broken man behind a farting camel. You are with the friend now. Learn what actions of yours delight him, what actions of yours bring freedom and love. Whenever you say God's name, dear pilgrim, my ears wish my head was missing so they could finally kiss each other and applaud all your nourishing wisdom. Oh, keep squeezing drops of the sun from your prayers and work and music, and from your companions' beautiful laughter, and from the most insignificant movements of your own holy body. Now, sweet one, be wise. Cast all your votes for dancing.
It gets me every time. So here's what I would prefer to do. This is just my preferred style. We'll see if you like it. I would rather have more of a dialogue with you than talk at you. So I want to unpack this poem like piece by piece through it. But I really need you to talk. You know, like when I ask you a question, be brave, say what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what your story is about all of that. Okay? Willing to play along? Okay. To me, I don't like being talked at very much anyway. So let me go back to the beginning of that poem is, I know the voice of depression still calls to you. I know those habits that can ruin your life still send their invitations. So no matter how evolved we are, how much inner work we've done, those things, those default comfort mechanisms of our life can keep calling to us over and over and over again. And I think we all know that the big ones that are, the addictions for which there are A groups for, all the anonymouses for every single kind of addiction. And I know many of us in this room have carried, have moved through work in relation to those addictions. So it's okay to call those out too. But let's look at some others too, like, I don't know, scrolling on our phone. How's that for an addiction? So just toss some out. What do you see? And they don't have to be yours, but they could be. What are addictions that still call your name? Eating. Perfectionism. Caffeine. Money. Shopping. Video games. Is that what you said? Yeah. Technology. Solitaire. It's crazy to me that I could sit and with my phone in my hand and play a stupid game when I've had really something important to do until it's too late to do it. I don't know, has that happened to anybody else? Like what was I doing? Like it's the habits. They keep calling us. They keep calling us. And sometimes they really do take over, especially in the times of trauma. I'm going back to this thing of life experiences that have really ripped us wide open. And it's often abrupt. It's the loss of a job or a pet or a partner or whatever. It's being shamed or called out or having somebody just walk away from your life over something that they think you're about. There's a lot of those life traumas that when they show up, that's when the habits want to kick in. It's like I don't need to eat a bowl of ice cream every day, but there's some bad days when it's just kind of necessary. You know what I mean? Just that it's a blizzard. We all have our go-tos. I'm a fan of Oreos myself. But, there's all of that, and it carries us into a numb place. That's what the old habits do when the trauma shows up and I go to play solitaire or eat ice cream or do whatever. It's because it numbs me out. It keeps me from feeling all that I'm here to feel. Of course, the problem is when you stop feeling the pain, you also lower the joy level. You just stop feeling that's part of it. And it is those experiences that I know brought me to this teaching. and I think brought many of you to this teaching, whatever that particular trauma experience was and that numbing out experience was, there's an understanding that I came here to be more than this. I need to be more fully who I am. And that kind of looks like some sort of spiritual something or other, right? Am I speaking to anybody? Yes. All right. So is anybody willing to just kind of stand up and say for a minute or two how you found spiritual, whether it's this church, you don't have to like do a testimony for the church, I'm not asking you to do that, but just how did you get clear that there was a spiritual solution to what was going on? Anybody? Yeah, Ona.
My husband died on June 9th, 2009. On June 11th, I was at a Science and Wine Center looking for somebody to do a celebration of life rather than a funeral for him. And the minister said, I'll be glad to do the celebration of life. It was the assistant minister. But she said, I'm really expensive. I said, how expensive could it be? And she said, you'll see. I said, well, what do I have to pay? And she says, you have to come to the next service. And I went to the next service, and 14 Kleenexes later, I knew I was home. I'd seen pieces of the puzzle, but I could never see the whole picture. And the minister got up and just painted the picture for me, and I went, that's the picture. I'm home. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you. So I'm not sure the live stream got to hear all of that because we're not running mics out today, but just to repeat, her husband passed away. A few days later, she found herself in a Science of Mind center looking for somebody to do a celebration of life, not a funeral. And she found somebody who resonated with that and said yes and required her to come to church as payment for the service. Did I get that right? Yeah.
I'm celebrating 1 year here, and last year Mary brought me here. My life is full of colorful stories, but the hardest part was getting out of the career I was in for 22 years, and stonewalled by my brother, and feeling like I needed a place to be me. And in the last year, this place has given me so much I can't describe it. Anyway, I love it here, and thank you, Aunt Mary, for bringing me to this.
Yes. So what is that thing? There's that magic that people find when they get here. Now, I absolutely know that you are an amazing community, and God shows up as community. That's part of the support. But there is in this teaching an understanding of you are with the friend now. Now, we don't do a lot of anthropomorphizing of God and turning God into, the shepherd that walks beside you. That's not the story we do here. But we do, you're free to do that if that works for you. Sorry. if that's how you see God. My late husband used to say that God showed up as looking a lot like George Burns, and we just kind of like stood beside each other and chatted for a while. I'm like, all right, that worked. Anyway, but in that sincere quest for spiritual something or other, there is, I guess, the best way I can describe it is. Cosmos is preaching here today. The best way I can describe it for me is that there is something greater than I am, and it's breathing me. I feel that I am enlivened by that presence. It is who and what I am, but it's kind of all that is. It's like everywhere, everything, all that is, but it is holy and sacred and life itself. And I know that that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a way to plug into that thing, that God thing. Who knew it was as simple as it turned out to be? You got it? As simple as simply getting still and saying, show yourself. I'm here. Just let me feel this presence. it works kind of every time. It does. It works every time. And the response, as in this poem, is you look so much stronger. You can stay that way and even bloom. In that experience of finding and plugging into that source energy, our aliveness returns. And the capacity in that aliveness to step away from that numbing behavior, that story of trauma. All of those things exist in the possibility that that source energy offers to us. It ain't automatic. You still got to do the work. That divine source energy may just kick you in the butt and say, go to therapy. You know, it's not exactly like, I'm saved, it's over, I'm perfect now. It doesn't work that way. But it does in terms of just a truth and a peace that is divine essence itself, embodying our lives and our beingness such that we make ourselves available to do that work. That's how it really works. But you knew that, right? Hafiz says, and I love this description of it, keep squeezing drops of the sun from your prayers and work and music, and from your companions' beautiful laughter. Keep squeezing drops of the sun from the sacred hands and glance of your beloved. How do we do that? How do we just squeeze all the joy we can out of every situation? Because you know, you could squeeze the pain out of it. Situations are situations. They got all the things in them. And you have a choice to find, even in the darkest day, where is that tiny sliver of light? Where is the thing that will guide me back into the light? I got to tell you, this summer, sitting on this island every day, it's hummingbirds. I'm like sitting with whatever I'm sitting with, and then one just like comes right in front of my face. And now I do have some hummingbird feeders around. I have called them in, but it's not big things. Often it's something small. I know for some of us it's the alliteration of numbers in time. When it's 11:11 or 2:22, that is to me a reminder from the other side that just says, divine presence is here. And it happens so many times for me that I'm just like wherever I am and I look down at my phone or I look at the clock in the car and it's like, oh, 11:11. Thank you. Now I see that. So what is it for you? What are things that are just clues, the slivers of light that come through? What are they? Anybody? Cat. Back in the back. Opening up to God's guidance. When you're having a difficult time. And finding the purpose of the difficult time. Then God's working through us. Thank you.
Breathing.
Haley.
He has a tendency to laugh hysterically when we're crying. Oh, yeah, it does that. Laugh
Yep.
and cry at the same time.
Somebody was over here.
Breathing.
Breathing. Yes. Music. Oh, yes. I'm developing a playlist for everything. Where every life experience gets its own playlist.
And I have Amazon, and I play music in the shower.
Music in the shower. That does it.
Just seeing the smiles of little pumpkins, and I watch those videos, and they just, no matter what.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Cosmo.
Yeah, we are.
Yes. Back in the back.
So those times in nature when I see something and I know me and spirit are the only two that will ever see that.
Right. Yes. When I see something in nature, I know that it's just me and spirit that are going to see that. That's beautiful. This is what we're doing. We're squeezing the drops of joy from the sunlight. I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna like hold on to it, squeeze it, make it bigger, allow that little sliver from the divine to open me to a bigger story than my pain. That's really what the work is. And I saved the last line of this little quatrain because it's big for me. And my dear, from the most insignificant movements of your own holy body, I am learning, my biggest life lesson, maybe ever, but certainly at this moment in my life, is loving me. Loving me in my body, loving me in my physicalness, and also appreciating that it is God moving through me, that I can go for a walk and I can complete it, that I can lift things. I'm working on the strength thing, but I have hated myself in that way in my lifetime. Hated my body, hated myself for not having a different body. You know, anybody else? Yeah. Oh, it was just me. It's time to change that story. I think it's time for all of us to change that story because we came in a body. And if you believe what is often taught here is that we are an incarnation of life itself, of God itself. And it is just plain wrong to hate that. I'm just going to say it. It is wrong to spend your life beating up on a body that is the gift of the universe to you to live this life in. Doesn't mean it's easy, but I'm just saying it's an important work to do. And it's important in this squeezing joy out of life experience. If while you're squeezing joy, you're busy looking at how thick my thighs are, it's not going to work. Just not. So that I think is, to me, one of my favorite parts of this poem is to just really claim I am going to live in joy and in love with this own holy body of mine. Are you willing to take that on? Yes. It's time? Yes. All right. Learn to recognize the counterfeit coins. This is that great part of the poem. That buy you just a moment of pleasure, but then drag you for days like a broken man behind a farting camel. What a visual. But what is a counterfeit coin for you? What is that? Telling me the untrue? Yeah. Ego stuff. Maybe it's having more stuff. Maybe it's that continuing to need a boat or a new car or whatever stuff. What else? Addiction stuff. The counterfeit coins, you're going to feel better. A drink will help. Like that? Because we tend to go to them in that moment of wanting comfort. I want the comfort thing. And it's a counterfeit. It's not the real thing. It's actually going to drag you. Just think farting camel for a while. Just take that image home with you. It's like, I might eat that. It's going to make me feel like a farting camel is in front of me. That might work, huh? I think that in the Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, you know, it's a wheel of life that we go through in the life experience over and over again, and we start on the quest, and then we get into the challenges, and we fall into the belly of the whale, and then we start finding our way out, and just when we get to oh, that was a great learning experience, here comes another one. That's just kind of how it works. And this poem kind of carries us in that story, in that wheel of the hero's journey. And you've probably heard this before, but if you want to write a best-selling novel, just carry your story through the hero's journey, because pretty much every story, you can go to Harry Potter, you can go to Star Wars, you can go to whatever big story out there, kind of follows that storyline. So do we in our actual lives follow that storyline. And the work is to be willing to feel it all. It's not to jump past the painful parts. that's where the gift is. It's not to just pretend they don't happen. I think that that's a part of our teaching that it's actually not part of our teaching. It is a way that we have, like, can you say bastardized in this church? We've bastardized that teaching. To really bypass the painful experiences and just want to claim the good stuff, you know? Like, and really in doing physical healing work with people, what we teach is that you see the condition and then you turn away from the condition and you see the healing. Sometimes I think we turn away a little too fast. Like, I don't want to see that. And especially in not just physical healing, but when we start looking at the world around us, the othering that is happening so huge in our country right now, the racism, the just huge inequities in wealth and power, the food insecurity, all kinds of things, that it feels better, in the farting camel kind of way. It feels better to just go, no, I'm going to look at this. I'm going to like go, and just, you know, see God. And we don't get to be the healing presence in the world that we're here to be if we're going to bypass that stuff, if we're going to refuse to see it. You can't heal it when you can't see it. All that is saying to, you know, a person of color, I don't see color. Well, does that mean I'm not here? Like, we have to look. We have to be able to see the conditions in the world with courage and with compassion and with wholeness, and to just see more and more things that I think for me personally, I see things that I used to think I didn't have any responsibility in. Like, that's not me. I didn't do that. You know, my family didn't hold slaves. There's a piece of all of that life story, that history, that is mine by virtue of the fact that I'm standing here breathing air. It is mine to hold. And in the holding, to bring a new light to it. That is our work, and it's courageous and big work because it requires us to see it first, and then shift from the disgust or the anger or the rage or the whatever it is, to find a way to pivot into allowing it to move into wholeness in our hearts. Folks, we have an election coming up, and we have less than 100 days left. We've got, what are we, 90-something at this moment. 80, what? You guys are all in the same meditation thing I am, I bet. Listening to this daily meditation for the 100 days up into the election. It is a time for people of consciousness to really see what's happening at all levels, and some of it's pretty dang ugly, and to hold a higher vision for ourselves as a people. And I implore you to do that work, because our collective consciousness shifts the planet. It is happening, perhaps you've noticed, it is happening, but it's happening because people of conscience, of every faith tradition, of every persuasion, are saying, I want to see this. I'm going to hold a vision for peace. I'm going to hold a vision for aliveness and enoughness and wholeness and recognition and equity at all levels. I'm going to hold that as my story. Not that I'm not going to see it first, but I'm going to hold that. And I just implore you to be that presence. Thank you. Let's pray. So just turning within and allowing our breath to carry us into that deeper place. We go, yes. Recognizing that infinite presence, that thing that is greater than we are, is present right here, right now, and it is breathing us. We are experiencing time and space through its divine essence of who we are. I know that is true, the truth of my life. It is the truth of every cell of my being, and I know that for every single person in this room listening to this live stream, or just plain being anywhere, it is the truth of every being. We are that. That divine essence is who and what we are. And so I just speak my word that as we allow ourselves to be an instrument of wholeness and peace, that we allow ourselves to feel all of the trauma that is surrounding us, not to take it on, not to live it, but to see it, to recognize that it is what is driving other people in the same ways that our own traumas have been driving us. Feeling that, turning aside, and calling on the friend, that divine presence that lives and breathes and moves through us, and allow it to shift our perspective, our vision, what we are called to see and do in the world. And as I do that myself, I see peace, I see plenty, I see neighborhoods where people respect and care and take care of each other. I see a place where we begin to take care of the planet and turn around some of the devastation that we've wreaked on ourselves. I see this world lighting up in that divine light as wholeness and as truth. So I claim that for myself, I claim that for every one of us here, that we are that, and it is manifesting as all of this goodness. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
I can see it all, see it from above. I can see the earth below, a world in need of love. Lay your weapons down, lay them in the ground. Raise your children up and teach them what you found. Now, I call to nations, one and all, we can hear the teachers calling, we can stand or fall. There's a new horizon beneath us all. We can learn to live together. We can stand or fall. Do do do. Whoa. Everything is possible and everyone can win. Now, tell me what you see, tell me what you found. Now, a book of remedies, pass it all around. Now, call to nations, great and small, we can hear the teachers calling, we can stand or fall. There's a new horizon within us all. We can learn to live together. We can stand or fall. Do 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 do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a call to nations, one and all. There's a call to nations, great and small. There's a call to nations, one and all. There's a call to nations, great and small. There's a call to nations, one and all. We can hear the teachers calling. We can stand or fall. There's a new horizon within us all. We can learn to live together. We can stand or fall. Do do do. Whoa, whoa, do do. Thank you.
Would the greeters come forward, please? Are we going to show our offering prayer? I can't see it. Is it up? It's up. Okay. Okay, so please say with me our offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, with infinite gratitude, and so it is.
Well, we come to the end of our service, and I'd like to pray us out of here. So again, if you'll relax yourselves, allow yourselves to soften and become receptive, and feel the divine flowing within you. And remembering now that I am created out of the stuff that God is, and therefore I am God too, endowed with all its qualities and all of its strengths. And now, as I go forth into the world, I'm going to remember the words that Linda spoke to us so wisely and so richly and so truthfully, and know that it is mine to do. I need to be the presence of the light in the world. So I will leave here today remembering that, remembering to smile at the stranger, to help anyone that come across that needs help, to pray for the goodness to evolve in this next 80-odd days, so that goodness prevails and truth prevails. And I can do this. I have that power within me. And if we take all of the people in this room and multiply it by the 30 or 40 people here, think of the power that gives us. So let's go forth and remember the words of the poem, and remember Linda's words and the insights that we gathered today about ourselves and what we're supposed to be doing with this breath and this life that has been given to us. I know we can do it. And I am so grateful that Linda was here today to speak these words to us so that we could hear them, and now we have the opportunity to choose to act on them. And I know that each and every one of us will act on them. So I am very, very grateful. I am so glad I didn't skip today. I'm so glad I was here to hear this. My soul needed to hear it. And I'm filled with gratitude for her presence and her beautiful words and that beautiful poem. And I will go forth and carry my light high and do everything in my power to make this world a better place. I place this word now into the law, and I know it's done. I've already done these things. I've already received the gifts. I've already been given the power to make it so. And so say with me now, and so it is. Thank you very much. Toby?
Thank you, dear.
Come on, Toby.
Toby.
Toby, this way.
Now, would everybody please stand for our closing song, I Release and I Let Go.